Beyond the Brochure session. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's session, which is called Beyond the Brochure Explore Astrophysics. And this is part of our Beyond the Brochure series. And we have an amazing guest speaker from Arizona State University today. Her name's Tabitha, and she's the recruitment coordinator at the International Undergraduate Admissions Office at ASU. And today she'll be taking you through the amazing subject of astrophysics. So you'll get to know more about the different galaxies in the universe and what all to explore and what actually the subject entails. My name is Eliza, and I'm an advisor at Education USA, and my colleague Amita is here as well, who's helping out with today's session. So before I hand it over to Tabitha, just to give you a brief overview of Education USA. Education USA is the official source on US higher education. It is supported by the US State Department, and our mandate is to offer accurate, comprehensive, and current, and above all, unbiased information on US higher education system. We have a global presence of more than 400 plus centers across 175 plus countries. And Education USA is based in New Delhi in India, along with an advisor in Mumbai. So there are different ways in which you can stay connected with us. We do a lot of sessions like the one that you're attending today. We do other sessions like master classes with US university professors. We do sports showcase series. We also do sessions like alumni sessions. So just to stay updated about these different sessions, you can actually sign up on our website, educationusa.in. What you can also do is you can scan this QR code here, and you can also follow us on our social media pages just to stay updated on the events and sessions that we are doing. With this, I'll hand it over to our guest speaker for today. Tabitha, thank you so much for joining in today, and I'll hand it over to you. Just a few things before I stop sharing my screen. Yeah. So all our speakers are encouraged to post your questions in the chat box. We'll be taking them up towards the end of the session. So feel free to putting in your questions in the chat box. And it's a request. Please do keep your questions relevant to today's session. And with this, I hand it over to Tabitha. Over to you.
Thank you, Eliza, and hello everyone. Welcome to our session. So I'm sure, like you already know what's the session going to be, but I'm really also curious to know what do you understand by astrophysics? In the chat, if you just mention, like when you're thinking about astrophysics, what you will think, that could be the starting point for today's session. So come on, everyone, mention, what do you think when you hear or when you see the word astrophysics? Let me see if anyone have mentioned anything here. Okay, astronomy, space. Fantastic. Science of space? Yeah. Keep mentioning, right? Now, if you go to a Google and if you just type what is astrophysics, you basically going to see something like this definition. Now, I know in our audience, we might have teachers, we might have educators, we also might have students who are just starting to understand or maybe curious to know about this program. Master students who have already studied physics or astrophysics, and they may, understand or know this much more better. But if I talk about in the nutshell, all of you have already answered, what's the astrophysics all about? It's basically all about what's happening in the space, the universe, right? The stars, the galaxies, everything. Now, When the students complete the program and become the astrophysicist, and how they are going to analyze and research, there is a three pillars which they take up to understand the space or the outer space, to see what's happening in that particular space. One, using a telescope they are going to observe. Secondly, using a physics law, they start understanding about if it's there anything else, apart from earth, any life, right? And how they are going to do all of those calculations using a supercomputers. If you are a student of science or the engineering, a lot of the engineering as well as the computer science students also use the supercomputers to understand the data. So in nutshell, astrophysics is all about what's going on in the space, how the stars are formed, how they born, how they die, when the universe begins, everything, and you did mention all of those in the chat when we asked. And these three are the key pillars to analyze and read those data as well as to get those information. Now, sometimes we think that if we are studying astrophysics, it's only about one, like branch, right? However, within the astrophysics, the field is very, very vast. Some of you may be interested in some of those. Some of you may wanted to do a research or specialized in something else, which are very specific to you. From planet and solar system to understand how these are formed, to see, how stars are born, or the galaxies, how they come together, how they collide, or the gravities for a black hole or the dark matters, right? At the end, when you are studying astrophysics, you are going to have all of this in your curriculum. But when you go for a specializations or the masters or the research, you may want it to pick up one or the two, or you'll just do a specialization just in one. Again, it's about everything from the planet next to us to star to galaxies to black holes to the entire universe. So astrophysics students will study all of it. When I talk about, like what kind of research the students really do, uh, there are many universities which offers this particular program, but today we are looking at the real research by one of the university which I represent, that is Arizona State University, located in the state of Arizona. And I wanted to highlight three of the research, but before that, I also wanted to talk little bit about the schools of earth and science exploration. I've also shared the link here, so anyone who are interested, curious, just wanted to learn about what's the program all about, how I can able to, like get into the program, or it's the program really for me or not. Look at our look at the link which will give you much more information. So at ASU, the School of Earth and Space Exploration, it's a very much interdisciplinary programs where we combine the sciences and the engineering to study universe, to study space science. And these are the three life projects which our faculty members along with the students are doing it. The first one is NASA. We all know about NASA, right? In India also, we also have a lot of space projects. So we are working for an active NASA psychic project. If you look at the timing, it's going to be completed by, if I'm not mistaken, the date 2029. It started in 2023. The recent one, Sparks, which we have done with SpaceX around mid of January. So it's actually a small box size satellite. So we, to see, like if there is second earth, or if there is another life in another planet, right? So we are actively, like working on this mission also. Last but not the least, giant Mulligan telescope, where ASU is one of the founding, like partners in building this telescope. This is going to be a very, very huge for anyone who wanted to learn or study about the space. And not only ASU, you'll also able to see other universities are also a partner, and Harvard, MIT are, like some of those names. But if you go to GMT website, you'll also learn more about it. Talking about, like why GMT, right? So out of three, let's see, like what's significance, or like how we are contributing for this particular GMT telescope, right? So being a founding institution, one of the things which we are at ASU is creating, as well as other university which we have mentioned, uh, we are actually going to get, once it starts, we are actually going to get those data which help us to analyze and like do our research. And this kind of telescope, or like which will be used in the supercomputers, can be helpful for the other engineering as well as the computer science students too. So at ASU or at those institutions, when you come, you're not sitting in the class and, like hear a lecture from a professor. It's you're contributing as well along with the professor for a bigger cause. Okay. So through this GMT telescope, we get able to like understand or analyze from black holes to dark energy to as well as to search for life beyond earth. So this is going to be like much more bigger than like what we have expected. This is going to be a much more breaking point when we are thinking about learning about the space. And we have already seen that in the last like few years, right? So these are the kind of project I'm talking about. And also when the students comes and do these kind of programs, irrespective of the university, these are all a hands-on research project. So, as a student, you also have an opportunity to work along with the professors, but also contribute in a live project. There's a lot of options for a exchange programs, whether within the US university as well as going and working with a different universities altogether. Also, at ASU, we do offer a accelerated master's program for this. So whether you are coming and studying at ASU or any other universities in general, these are the programs which are hands-on learning, research-based life projects, as well as much more practical in nature. Coming to Arizona State University, the programs which we offer is called Earth and Space Exploration, where the concentration is astrophysics. If you look at other university, they may have just a like physics program, but concentration is astrophysics, or directly a astrophysics program. But if anyone like wanted to come and study at ASU, the program name is Earth and Space Exploration Program, and astrophysics is the concentration. Secondly, if you are a student who are academically strong, like and wanted to get into the research side of it, wanted to complete your bachelor's, master's, in the span of 5 years, we do offer a accelerated program. So undergraduate program in US is for 4 years, and masters are for 2 years. If you do a accelerated program, you can able to complete your undergraduate program as well as a master's program just in 5 years. And these accelerated programs are not only available at ASU but in other universities, US universities as well. But you have to check like what all universities offer accelerated program. ASU for sure. Last but not the least, it's your PhD. Again, I've mentioned, like you can get into the PhD astrophysics. You may wanted to specialization on specific thing, maybe just a galaxy or a black hole, right? Or a solar system, or could be a combinations of two or three. But all of these are a very much research oriented hands-on programs for the student. Now, Lot of the students may be thinking about, I'm not too sure, I'm just starting right now. Or maybe you have already completed the graduate and like wanted to learn more about it. The best way to learn about what you are going to learn, right, how you are going to learn, who are the professors, it's always good to look at those individual university website, learn about the program, learn about the course curriculum, as well as learn about the professors, the network within the industry, what kind of projects, what kind of capstone projects they have already done. That it will give you much more overview as well as insight. Now, we have kept this presentation like very short, because we wanted to make sure that we will give you a lot of time to ask us a questions. But as again my colleague Aliza mentioned, if you have a questions, you can ask me a specific questions about the programs, the requirement, the ASU, or if you have any questions about education USA, right, how you can like attend other sessions as well, or how you can take those guidelines, you can also post those questions in the chat section. Now, coming to ASU, as I've shown you the like real projects what we are already doing, as well as opportunity for the student, why we do all of those. One of our ASU's mission is to contribute for the like humans life, as well as apart from that we wanted to see what's there in the like universe. And because of all of those research, because of all of our contributions, we have been ranked number one for innovation. This is more than a decade for us. So innovations also does not always means creating new things, right, but how you can change certain things. To give you an example, the way we teach at university, it's not very traditional, it's hands-on learning, practical. So don't expect the professors will come and lecture you. They expect you already have read about those subjects. When you come to the class, it's more about the discussions. We are a very large university. We have around 15,000 international students coming from 158 different countries. So if you are interested to come and learn for the undergraduate, of course, we will look at your grades. Very, very important. We would like to see your grades from class 9th onwards. If you are a student of class 9th who have joined today, for all the US university, it's mandatory that we will request your high school transcript from 9th onwards. So do submit your 9th, 10th, and 11th. When you're in class 12th, you will apply to the university. So 3 years matters the most to us, plus 4 years of like mathematics specific for ASU, and 3 years of lab sciences. So if you are applying for particularly this programs, we would like to see you have taken physics and mathematics in your 11th and 12th. Of course, we required your overall 3.0 GPA, but at the same time, we also look at your specific physics and math grades. If you are a student thinking about IB, then take HL physics as well as math. If you are from A levels, continue your physics and math not only in AS but in A levels as well. Do not drop your math. Last but not the least, English proficiency is required for everyone. So you have to appear for either IELTS, TOEFL, or Duolingo. I have not mentioned the graduate requirement here because graduate admissions is very, very specific. For that, you have to go to our website, asu.edu graduate admissions. They actually mention about what you have already studied, like what kind of courses you have done and whether those courses are matching with the ASU or not. So that's why I have not given the, like graduate requirement, but please visit asu.edu / graduate admissions to get more information. Otherwise, if you are any graduate or PhD student, you just put your questions or ask for a link in the chat. I'll be happy to share those. Application wise, two ways to apply. Undergraduate, you'll apply either ASU direct applications and the common app. For graduate student, you have to apply individually through ASU applications only. And each of those like project for the grad which you have done, you have to submit. For the undergraduate, we just required your high school transcripts and the English proficiency examinations. Graduate students have a little bit more work to do because they have to submit their essays, SOP, as well as letter of recommendation. There is two ways to apply to Arizona State University. Last but not the least, this is my email address. If you have any questions, concerns after today as well, you can always reach out to me. I will be happy to share more informations, as well as you have the Education USA details somewhere. If you lose my details, you can also contact them and they will be happy to share my details with you. So it's a very, short summarizations of what is astrophysics, what are the opportunities, what kind of opportunities you as a students can avail when you come to the universities like ASU, as well as what the real projects we are doing it, as well as the link for our School of Earth and Science Explorations, which I have already shared. Now, I think we are ready and open for any questions.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot, Tabitha. So we do have one question here, and our audiences, please feel free to put in more questions. We'll be happy to take in whatever queries that you may have. So, Tabitha, the first question is, so the student is asking, should I mail the professor first if I want to research on unmanned aerial systems, or should I apply first? Can you please
Um,
point me in the right direction?
Fantastic, very good question. Okay, now, lot of the time the students feels like if I'm applying, I hoping that the student is interested in PhD programs, right? They feel like, oh, I need to get in touch with the professors, but at ASU specifically, you do not have to. You can go to our website, see if the physics PhD is available. You can directly submit your application. Okay, and my suggestion would be submit your ASU application for your PhD application side by side. Look at the professors and send them a very small email. Do not email your research proposal to the professors in your first email itself. Just give them the summary and also mention that you have already submitted your application, so that when the professors already have your email ID, they will read the research proposal, and if there is any opportunity, they will contact you. So that's how it works for ASU, for PhDs. And also, I will share you the link. This is for both undergrad as well as for the grad. So any of the grad student, they will just click on the grad option, and in the search bar, if you just do physics or astrophysics, you'll able to see the program list. At the end, you'll also able to see, like whether we are doing the PhD for this year or not. If you did not see we are doing that research for this year, then definitely get in touch with the professors first. But if you already showing the applications, apply button, first apply and side by side get in touch with the professors.
Right, great. I think that answers it. The next question is, I'm a student of IIT Madras, BS in Data Science and Applications, which is a 4-year program, and I'm interested in astrophysics. Do I have any opportunity for PhD in astrophysics from data science background? And if there are any opportunities, then how the transition to astrophysics will be? And the third part of the question is, I wish to apply for the data science skills to the field of astrophysics.
Good questions again. For the masters, the faculty member will look at your curriculum, what you have already studied, and whether it matches with your master's or the PhD program or not. However, within the data science, if you have already done little bit of research towards the astrophysics, when you are applying, it's a good idea to put those into your essays or the SOP as well. I will never say, no, because there's always an opportunity, there's always a chance for the student. So I would highly encourage you to apply. But when you are putting up your applications, make sure that from data science to astrophysics as well, how it has linked, what kind of project you have already done, and why you are interested in. Okay, lastly, sometimes it may happen that the students may not able to get into the PhD program directly. Okay, so what the professors, if they really like the student, and if they feel that that student should do a PhD, they will put you into a master's in research program, which is a master's second semester programs only. So you'll get into the master's, then after a 1 year or after a, first semester, you'll actually transit into a PhD program. That's also a one way to get into the research.
Okay, great. Right. So Tabitha, the next one is my school does not offer. So seems to be a high school student. She's saying, or they're saying my school does not offer higher levels, IB, which is physics or higher level math. What should I do? Should I take AP physics? Yeah.
Um, Okay. This required a little bit of, detailed informations like from your end as well. So does that mean your school offers only IB certificate program, or they don't offer a diploma program? Or within the math also there are two math, right? One is the IBHL math. There is also applied math. Whatever math your schools offer, try to take those at a higher level. I believe physics should be offered in IB for everyone, like HL as well as the SL. So if you give us, more content, we may able to tell, like this or that. But at this point of time, look at, what math your school have. Then try to take those math at the HL level or the physics at the HL level itself. It's good to take the AP physics if you do not have a physics at a HL level, but AP's subjects are more for the credits rather than the admissions. So when it comes to the admissions, first we would like to see your high school transcripts, followed by the AP later on if it's required. So again, give us more content and we will be happy to answer, or you can email me and I'll be happy to send you a specific response according to your questions.
Great. So Tabitha, Ashwin is the name. So they've actually replied that both maths don't have HL. My school doesn't have teachers for HL physics. So yeah, but you can always email Tabitha and she can answer your query in detail.
Yeah, thank you.
That's great, great. Srijita, okay, do you have scholarships? Again, we would request you to give us a bit more context. Scholarships for what level? Is it for astrophysics? What program? So please give us a few more details. So we'll move on to the next question, which is as a ninth grader, what should I do if I want to get into astronomy or astrophysics?
Ooh, very good question. Now, as a ninth student, if I'm interested in astronomy, astrophysics, first of all, I would like to analyze and see myself, like whether I'm really interested in those subjects or not, or I was just fascinated by the name. If I talk about myself, when I was in class 8th or ninth, I read one book about the space and I thought that one day I will do PhD in astrophysics. Never happened for me, but I'm hoping that it will happen for you. So maybe, like in ninth and 10th, exploring, like why you are interested in those subjects or whether you are really interested in those subjects or not. One of the things which you can able to do is when in your school, when you have a science exhibition, take participate in those and see how you like it, right? If you like it, then you can like continue reading or learning more about the physics and the math, and when you are in class 11, take those subjects as a main subjects for yourself. Apart from that, again, research, read about the program. I've already shared the link, so read, like if you are going for the astrophysics curriculum wise, what you are going to study, like for the next 4 years, what's the career look like. Okay.
Right. That's a great answer. Okay. So the next question, Tabitha, is are A levels in physics, math, and biology, along with English AS levels, sufficient for this program, or is chemistry a prerequisite?
No, this works.
Okay, great. Right. So the next question is on the difference between astronomy and astrophysics. So they just
Okay.
want to know about the difference.
Yeah. I would like to say it's the branch of the same. So two different branches, right? But the concept and everything remains the same for you. Now, when you are looking at the curriculum for the astrophysics, astronomy will already come there, directly or indirectly. Okay. In the same link which I have given you, If you look at the astrophysics and course content, on the right hand side, there's a section called Add to Compare. It will give you an insight about what are the slightest difference between the two because it's the fruit from the same tree.
Of course, yeah. Okay. All right. So Saurav is asking if I have a bachelor's in mechatronics engineering in India and have a master's in finance from UK. Will my chances be hindered, and will I have to submit my English proficiency test scores if I want to pursue a PhD in unmanned aerial systems?
For the PhD programs, like for any of the F1 students, we do ask them to submit the IELTS, TOEFL, Duolingo. However, if your education is in English, we also accept if it's written in the transcripts, we will also give a waiver. So again, for the PhD students, it depends upon, like your profile where you have studied. If you have already studied in the UK, like I don't think so it's required, as well as if you're studying in the English medium. Most of the institutions like teachers in like English, so I think it should be okay, not mandatory, but there are some like programs or the professors where they like they would like to see it. So again, check the requirement because it depends from program to program, especially for the masters and PhD.
Right, and because every university has a different set of requirements, so it's very important that you check their websites. Right. The next question is: Are 7A A plus in IGCSE enough? So again, I'm assuming this is for a bachelor's in astrophysics. Is that the question, Kanya? We couldn't understand. If you can give us some more details here. So we'll just wait to hear from you. We'll move on to the next question. Right. So this is from Amit, who has three questions actually. So I'll just take them one by one. So the first one is, for an international student applying to astrophysics, what distinguishes the strongest applicants beyond grades, GPA, and test scores?
For undergraduate, only academics for admission. Okay, but I highly encourage all the students, whether the university look at your co-curricular activities or not, do take part in co-curricular activities. Remember, I've mentioned about working on a real project, right? Working with the team. Sometimes you are actually a team member, sometimes you have to lead the team. So these kind of soft skills you will gain when you already work with the team. So do take part in one or two co-curricular activities. If it's not related to your subjects also, that's absolutely fine. However, for admissions, we give preference to grades and the subjects over co-curricular activities.
Right. So the second question is, what distinguishes ASU's astrophysics program from those at other US universities like MIT and any others?
Research. We are one of the strongest research university, and also the climate. We are a warm weather. Anything needs to be tested for the space. They always look for the desert environment or the climate, right? So Arizona climate is perfect for that. In India also, if we have to taste anything, we always look for the desert, like Rajasthan and those areas. So in the US, yeah, we look at the area where like there's a lot of desert. So actually sun is giving us a lot of benefits.
Great. So the next question is actually on research,
Yes.
which says which research areas in astrophysics are currently growing the fastest, and where do you see the greatest opportunities for students over the next decade?
Okay, so the real research project, which I have shown, like three, one for the NASA Psychic project to the SpaceX as well as GMT. Uh, so right now, everyone, like trying to find, like if there is another life in another planet, right? So that is the current research which everyone is doing it. But if you go to our Earth and Space Exploration program details, you'll able to see other research as well. Let me share you that link as well, so you can able to learn more about it. Mm-mm-mm. Just a second. I wanted to give you this link. Okay, from this link, click on the research so you can able to learn more about it.
Right. Okay. Right, so Amit, we hope all your questions got answered here. We'll move on to the next one. Srijita, again, she's asking about scholarships at ASU, but I'm not sure if she means that she's asking for the bachelor's or the master's program. So if you can specify that, Srijita, and we'll come back to you then. So we'll take up the next one. So okay, so the question is, I'm interested in aerospace, but I'm very much interested in robotics too. I feel like I can really do well in it. So can you suggest me a course and also the possible job opportunities that align with my interest?
Ah, um, you can do both, but again, you need to be, like interested in the program, right? We cannot the ASU team member as well as the Education USA, we cannot able to tell you do this or do that. If you are interested, if you are passionate about it, if you feel for that program, go for it. Okay, because at the end you are the one who have to study, who have to like build your career. So you need to be interested in. But both the programs are fantastic. Also, the beauty about US is it will give you a lot of flexibility. You can able to do major, minor. You can also able to do a double major if you are a students who are okay, like having more credits, to your portfolio, right? So you can also do a aerospace engineering as well as the robotics. So when you graduate, you'll graduate with two different degrees. But if you wanted to again learn more about what are the differences, similarities, again, go back to the link which I have shared, and when you put the engineering detail, the degree, you'll able to see all the courses. On the right hand side, there's a section called add to compare. From there, you can able to compare and just see, what you are really interested in.
Right. So the next question is, what is an expected IB score for physics, math, and English out of 7?
Okay. So when we are mentioning about the admissions requirement, I did mention about we look at your grades from class ninth onwards, right? So it's not only doing well in your IBDP 1 or 2. We also look at your, 2 years back grades of class ninth and 10th, how you perform in those, examinations as well. But if I'm talking about the IB, there's not a specific like this scores or that scores. I have seen sometimes the students scoring, 36 IB overall, also not getting into ASU. But there is also, places where 34 or 32 getting into ASU, right? Because of the progressions of the last 3 years. But yes, if I'm talking about, physics and math specifically, you always have to aim, higher, maybe 5 and above individually. But again, overall also try to make sure that you'll score well and you'll have a very, consistent as well as improvement profile from ninth onwards.
Right. So the next question again, it's okay. So Srijita has just replied. So she was asking about scholarships at the master's level at ASU for say a program in astrophysics. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Scholarships. Do we offer scholarships? The answer is yes. We do offer scholarships. How the master scholarships works is for international students. Once you have been admitted to ASU, you have to submit your application for scholarships. So there's gonna be an essay where you'll mention why you are a deserving candidate for the scholarships. In the essay, try to mention about what works you have already done, what projects, and how you are contributing to the universities as well. Okay, and we offer a partial scholarships at this point of time. However, I believe, we also offer a lot more scholarships as well as the internships or the paid internships opportunities or the projects, which is paid for our students when they actually join the university from the second year, when they are in the second semester or in the third semester. But as far as you as a students coming as a first semester master students, this is the one scholarship which you can able to apply for it, and it has a deadline, and most of the scholarships will closed by end of February or 1st of March. So you'll again, the application starts a year before. So for 2027, we will start our applications around September. So it's always good to submit your applications by November, or like first week of December, so the university have enough, admission services team have enough time to review your file, so that we can give you the admission decision on time, so that you can able to work on your scholarships and complete those scholarships applications by end of March, sorry, end of February or 1st of March.
Okay, great. Okay, let's see if we have any other questions. Right, so Kanya has that one question. Okay, I have 7 subjects for which I have to give boards in my IG CSC. So will A plus in all these subjects be sufficient for getting into the program? And those subjects are physics, chemistry, additional maths, international maths, Chinese, English, global perspectives, Cambridge subjects.
Yes, we would love to see A plus, and
Yeah,
I'm sure
most
you
US
will.
universities
Yeah.
would like to see that. Right. Okay. Uh, let's see. Yeah. Okay, so all right. So the next question, if there are such sessions on different topics, yes, we do record most of our sessions, and you'll find these recordings on our YouTube channel. So all you need to do is visit our YouTube channel. It's called Education USA India, and you'll find the recordings for all of these amazing sessions there. Okay. So Amit has another follow-up question here for you, Tabitha. So he's saying for
Mhm.
UG admissions, if a student like me, I have average academic grades, a strong SAT score, and I've developed 2 independent innovation projects in sustainabilities and railway safety. Based on your experience in recruitment, would a profile like this be considered competitive for admissions to ASU? And what would you recommend I strengthen before applying?
Okay. It's very subjective. I may not able to say yes or no right now, but if like, but I would strongly advise you to submit your applications, because you mentioned you have a strong SAT as well along with academics. And sometimes when the Indian student says that I have a average, like GPA, some of the students 85% could be a average or a low, and some of them like could be a 65, right? So it's very subjective to understand, but yes, I would strongly recommend you to apply. And when you're applying, do submit your SAT scores as well.
Right. Okay. Thanks. Thanks a lot, Tabitha. We have one question, and that's for Education USA. Yes, please feel free to contact us, but during our office hours, which is from 9 to 5 p.m., you will hear back from us. You can also drop us an email. So you will definitely hear back from us, or call us on a WhatsApp phone number as well. That works. Yeah. Let's see if we have any other questions. Okay, no, this is it so far. Yes, please, if anyone has any further questions, right. Okay, so Srijita wants to know about any books that you would recommend if they are for astrophysics. Well, that's a very generic question, but Tabitha, yeah, do you have any suggestions?
Not specific to the books, but I would first read, like, if you really wanted to, like, do research about it, what books and, like, what else. I think start with the ASU, like, professors. Okay, read about them, what kind of profile they have, what kind of students are coming to ASU, and a lot of our professors have actually published those books as well. So then you can able to compare which books like are really really for you. If you are a undergraduate students, you may want it to start at the basics. If you're a master students, you already know what books to read.
Great. And the good part is, because of so much access to things all around the world, you can watch a lot of documentaries, read books, movies. There's so much to do actually. Okay. Okay. Let's see if we have any other questions. Okay. So Amit is saying thank you, Tabitha. Okay, right. I think, yeah, these are it. Okay, we have one more question that's come in, Tabitha. So we have been getting lots and lots of questions for you. Okay, so
Fantastic.
as a ninth grader, what should I do if okay, I think we've already taken up this question, right? What do I want to do if I get into astrophysics or astronomy? So Tabitha ma'am has already answered this question, Kanya. Let's see. Yeah. Any other questions? So, Tabitha, I just request you to put your email in the chat box if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Students can approach you for any further questions.
Absolutely. I will just. Okay, I have shared my email address, which is
Great.
asu.tabitha@asu.edu. Any point of time, any questions, if you're looking for any resources, you can always contact me, or you can also contact the Education USA team because they do a lot of different, sessions as well. And I'm glad there are so many, like class 9th students here today. I would also like to share one of the ASU resources for anyone, like who is curious, who are like trying to understand, like what kind of programs, how to go about it. We have a beautiful tool. Just give me a second. Uh, okay. This is similar to the psychometric test. If you wanted to know more about your interests, you can also take this quiz. And this can be used by anyone, but I generally suggest this for the students who are of, like ninth and who are curious, who are just started, or for the students who have a multiple interest and wanted to see, like which is actually my real interest and what kind of career outcome I'm looking for those interests. So you can actually take this quiz free of cost. Created by Arizona State University for you all.
Looks like a super interesting resource. Yeah, please feel free to use that. Tabitha, before we wrap up, we'll take one more question that's just come in. So,
Mm-hmm.
the question is, ma'am, for new students, can we get a bachelor's and master's in technology parallel to the astrophysics research?
So if you're looking at a bachelor's and master's, the generic answer is yes. Then you will apply as a for an accelerated program, which is a 5 years programs where you can able to complete your undergrad plus masters. Then again, depend upon what subjects, right? But if you wanted to do the additional as astrophysics, you can either do a minor or the double major. So when you graduate with two different majors.
Okay, great. All right. I think this is it. Yeah, we don't have any further questions, but thanks a lot, Tabitha, for coming in today and giving us such amazing insights into the field of astrophysics. And thank you to all our audiences as well who joined in today. Please feel free to reach out to us or to Tabitha, ma'am, if you have any further questions, and we'll be happy to help you. Thanks a lot and have a great evening, everybody. Goodbye. Bye,
Thank you,
Tabitha.
everyone. Bye bye.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Amita. Bye bye.
Eliza. Thank you, Amita.